Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Sustainable Stace. I'm sitting next to a couple of annual herbs, which means they come back every year. And today I want to focus in with you on this little beauty, rosemary. Stay tuned.
I'm Stacy Taves. For me, healthy food and sustainability are totally connected. You can grow it yourself. Nature is generous.
So I think the thing that's most attractive to me about rosemary is how it smells. I love running my fingers over rosemary. I kind of think of it as nature's most gorgeous perfume smell. It looks kind of like a little tiny coniferous tree. I'll just take off a little piece if you're not familiar with rosemary. Bring it into the camera so you can see it here. Looks like a bunch of little needles, but when it's new growth, it's nice and soft, quite supple. As it gets older, it's a little bit harder on the woody end, closer to the root. So that's rosemary. It's a beautiful, beautiful herb to put into all sorts of stews or roasted dishes. I especially think of rosemary when I'm baking a fresh focaccia. Putting fresh garlic and olive oil and rosemary on top of focaccia is a beautiful thing. Now, one of the gorgeous things about rosemary is that you can propagate your own plants, and it's really, really simple. A little tiny sprig of rosemary like this is all you need to propagate a new plant, and in a moment I'm going to show you how to do that. These little plants are only 1 year old. 1 year ago, they were taken from this tiny little stalk, or one just like this, and now as you can see, they're big enough to harvest from, and you could even dig them up and transplant them to a new place if you want. And the most gorgeous thing about annual herbs like rosemary, and this one's quite hardy, is they can survive through a winter when there's frost and when there's snow. I live on the west coast of British Columbia, fairly temperate climate, but these ones made it through a winter where we had 2 feet or about 60 centimeters of snow where we live, and they weathered it just fine, and they're coming out great in spring, and I'm harvesting from them. So you can see here there's lots of new growth, lots of new buds, and it's coming along beautifully. The mother plant from which these sprigs was taken has already flowered this spring, and I'm going to go there in a moment to show you how you take a little piece like this and turn it into something big and beautiful next year for free like that. Let's go over there now. So I promised you guys that I was going to show you how to take a cutting from a rosemary bush so that you could grow your own, and it's so simple some people might not even believe it. Now this is a mature rosemary bush that I have. All the little tufts and pieces you see on here are from its spring flowers that are just falling off now, and after the spring flowers it's grown about that much on each stalk, so you can see how much it's grown. This is exactly the type of material you want to take for propagation. If you snip off this year's growth, the top is really supple and soft, the bottom's getting a little woody. That's exactly what you want. Top that off so that by nipping it at the top you stimulate a desire for growth at the root, and at the bottom take off some of the needles so that you're left with something just like that. Take a rooting hormone powder. They're usually numbered 1, 2, and 3. 2 is kind of like for medium wood. Dip it in there, and then just with a little pot like this, which has potting soil in it, I've already got a couple buddies in there, you take that dipped, clipped piece, and you could put up to 4 little pieces into a pot like that. Give them a few months, keep it moist. They're going to root up and grow their own roots, and then you'll be able to pull them out of there, pull apart the root clumps, and you'll have 4 separate plants. That's how easy it is to get your own rosemary starts. Thanks a lot for watching this episode of Sustainable Stace, guys. If you've been watching it on YouTube, thanks a lot for following along. Just encourage you to go down there in your bottom right-hand corner, click on the subscribe button, and you'll get more video resources that are hopeful, helpful, and healthy. Until next time, keep growing. And guys, if you've liked this video that we've got for you on rosemary, just want to encourage you to check out another video we've got there for you on thyme. Check out that one.